What is up, guys? Coming to you with another live gameplay, and today's gameplay is a Atlas 20mm DNA. This was the most difficult DNA I've ever have tried getting, considering this thing is like literally walking around with a Ghost Panzerfaust with a scope. That's how bad it is. Today's commentary topic, I know many of you have started school today, and I'm probably guessing you're going to regret ever going back to school. I mean, every single one of you, because you gotta deal with the occasional bullying, the stupid rookies, the jocks, the preppy kids, all those types of kids. But here's my here's my top 10 ways of how to do better socially and academically in whatever grade you're in. Tip number 1: never hang out with the cool kids. The reason is, I've had this experience before, those cool kids can be really jockey, and they can try and taking advantage of you if you're a certain age. Like, if you're like 18 and you're friends with like 16 and 17-year-olds, they could be asking you like, hey, do you got any cigarettes? Hey, do you know someone who can give me alcohol? Hey, do you know who someone who can give me weed? You know, those types of kids? Those are the type of kids you want to avoid, because if you do what they say, they can probably throw you in prison in the next few weeks or so. Tip number 2: never fall asleep in class, even if you are tired. Occasionally every time before I get up for school, I usually get a drink of coffee or something like that, or take a thermos to school. You do not want to fall asleep in school, because if you have a test soon, or if you're taking a test, you might want to pay attention and take notes, because if you fail that test, you're probably not going to get into a good college because your grades are absolute shit. Tip number 3: never go for those girls who are the thoughts. And when I mean thoughts, the girls who are with like one man a week, those girls that say they love you but they really don't. Those are the types of girls that you want to avoid. I know there's some controversy for that. I know you guys are going to say, oh, there's a lot of pretty girls who aren't thoughts, they're virgins, etc. But you got to think of that. You don't know that until you are personally with them or get experience, or know right off the bat if they're a thought or not. Because if you go with a thought, you're pretty much going to be mentally screwed over and possibly heartbroken for the rest of your life. I know some of you guys are hard asses and you can deal with the heartbreak, but there's some people who can't deal with heartbreaks. Especially my brother, of course. He can't handle heartbreaks. Tip number 5.
You wish.
This is the most important one. Never take your car to school without getting one of those park passes from the principal or the vice principal, because I know there are some people at this old school I went to back probably last year that you had to pay $5 for a parking pass. If you don't pay a parking pass, this is what they would do. They would go up to the cars and they would have the parking pass. If they didn't have the parking pass, they would put this lock on your car, or put this thing on your car, so you couldn't even get out. You couldn't get out till you paid the fine, until you paid the parking pass. That would suck. I mean, imagine you have like a really expensive car and you don't pay that pass because you are too much of a hard ass to do that, and all of a sudden your car is stuck with this lock on it, and you're just like, I should have not been a idiot and should have paid the $15 or $5, whatever it was. Tip number 6: never ever give someone your locker combination. The reason is because if you do, if you're like, you only want to give someone you know that you really trust your locker combination. That could be your best friend, your boyfriend, etc. But if you give it to someone that isn't really on the side of good or trustworthy, then you're in for a bad time. I've known some people who have given their stuff to certain people, and they've had stuff stolen, they've had stuff put in their locker that they didn't want to. They've even had people put spray shaving cream all over their locker, all over their books, all over their book bags. That would be insane. That would be insane if someone did that to me. Number 7. When you're doing a sport, or if you want to do a sport, you really got to be athletic. I mean, there's people who would join football, baseball, wrestling, and they would be really, really unfit. I mean, I'm talking about these kids who are like, 500 pounds, or not 500 pounds. These kids who are like 150 pounds, or not 150, like 180, 200, 210, 220. They're trying to join. They're trying to join baseball. They're trying to join football, but you have to be. There's some places in school that they will require a certain weight. I know that they do that for wrestling. I know that they do that for a lot of places, but this is just going to you guys that are on or over the weight limit. I hope you like this tips and tricks. Leave a like and comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. And see you guys later. Have a nice day.